Ezekiel chapter 23. The word of Yahweh came again to me, saying,
Son of Adam, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they played the harlot in Mizraim. They played the harlot in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there was handled the bosom of their virginity. And the names of them were Oholah the older, and Oholibah her sister. And they became mine, and they bare sons and daughters. And as for their names, Shamaron is Oholah, and Yerushalem Oholibah. And Oholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on Ashur her neighbors, who were clothed with blue, governors and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. And she bestowed her whoredoms upon them, the choicest men of Ashur, all of them, and on whomsoever she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither hath she left her whoredoms since the days of Mizraim, for in her youth they lay with her, and they handled the bosom of her virginity, and they poured out their whoredom upon her. For what reason I delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of Ashur, upon whom she doted. These uncovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and her they slew with the sword, and she became a byword among women, for they executed judgments upon her. And her sister Oholibah saw this, yet was she more corrupt in her doting than she, and in her whoredoms, which were more than the whoredoms of her sister. She doted upon Ashur, governors and rulers, her neighbors, clothed to perfection, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. And I saw that she was defiled. They both took one way. And she increased her whoredoms, for she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Kashdim portrayed with vermilion, girded with belts upon their loins, with flowing turbans upon their heads, all of them princes to look upon, after the likeness of the sons of Babel in Kashdim, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them, she doted upon them, and sent messengers to them into Kashdim. And the sons of Babel came to her in the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredom. And she was polluted with them, and her soul was alienated from them. So she uncovered her whoredoms, and uncovered her nakedness. Then my soul was alienated from her, like as my soul was alienated from her sister. Yet she multiplied her whoredoms, remembering the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Mizraim. And she doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of donkeys, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thus thou calledst to remembrance the lewdness of thy youth in the handling of thy bosom by the Mizraim, for the breasts of thy youth. Therefore, O Oholibah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy soul is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side. The sons of Bavel, and all the Kashdim, Pekod, and Shur, and Qor, and all Ashur with them, desirable young men, governors and rulers, all of them, princes and men of renown, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with weapons, chariots and wagons, and with a company of peoples, and they shall set themselves against thee with buckler and shield, and helmet round about, and I will commit the judgment to them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal with thee in fury. They shall take away thy nose and thy ears, and thy residue shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Mizraim, so that thou shalt not lift up thy eyes to them, nor remember Mizraim any more. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them from whom thy soul is alienated. And they shall deal with thee in hatred, and shall take away all thy labors, and shall leave thee naked and bare, and the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be uncovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. These things shall be done to thee, for that thou hast played the harlot after the nations, and because thou art polluted with their idols. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister, therefore will I give her cup into thy hand. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup, which is deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn, and had in derision. It containeth much. Thou shalt be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Sharmaron. Thou shalt even drink it and drain it out, and thou shalt gnaw the sherds thereof, and shalt tear thy breasts, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast forgotten me, and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. Yahweh said moreover to me, Son of Adam, wilt thou judge Oholah and Oholibah? Then declare to them their abominations. For they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hands, and with their idols have they committed adultery, and they have also caused their sons, whom they bear to me, to pass through the fire to them to be devoured. Moreover, this they have done to me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Shabbaths. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. And lo, thus have they done in the midst of my house. And furthermore, ye have sent for men that come from far, to whom a messenger was sent, and lo, they came. For whom thou didst wash thyself, paint thy eyes, and deck thyself with ornaments, and sit upon a stately bed, with a table prepared before it, whereupon thou didst set my incense and my oil. And the voice of a multitude being at ease was with her, and with men of the common sort were brought drunkards from the wilderness, and they put bracelets upon the hands of them twain, and beautiful crowns upon their heads. Then said I of her that was old in adulteries, now will they play the harlot with her, and she with them. And they went into her as they go into a harlot. So went they into Oholah and to Oholibah, the lewd women. And righteous men, they shall judge them with the judgment of adulteresses, and with the judgment of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will bring up a company against them, and will give them to be tossed to and fro, and robbed. And the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh.